It was just another morning in New York City, coffee in hand, eyes on the road, thousands of drivers heading to work. Everything felt normal. The radio playing softly, traffic lights changing on schedule, cars moving in a rhythm that felt almost automatic. Same route, same bridge, same routine. For most people, it was just another day. But what if I told you that the bridge they were driving on wasn't actually the same bridge anymore? No loud announcement, no breaking news alert, no massive construction shutdown, just a silent transformation. Something so big, so complex, so expensive, and yet almost invisible. This is the story of the Tappan Zee Bridge, a massive structure that once stretched across the Hudson River, connecting communities, supporting livelihoods, and quietly becoming part of everyday life. It first opened back in 1955, a time when the world looked very different. Back then, cars were smaller, traffic was lighter, and long commutes weren't as common as they are today. The bridge was built quickly, and more importantly, cheaply, because at the time, no one imagined the scale of the future. Engineers estimated it would last around 50 years. And honestly, that made perfect sense, because in the 1950s, planning for half a century ahead was already considered ambitious. But the world didn't stop. It never does. Cities expand, people move, industries grow, and over time, what once felt like enough slowly becomes not enough at all. Suburbs began spreading outward from the city. Families moved further away, but they still needed to travel back every single day. And that bridge became their path. Year after year, traffic increased. Cars turned into SUVs. Delivery trucks became constant. Rush hour stretched longer and longer, until one day, more than 140,000 vehicles were crossing it every single day. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. That's not just traffic. That's pressure. Constant, unrelenting, heavy pressure. And the bridge was never designed for that. It was aging, steel slowly wearing down, concrete dealing with decades of stress, weather taking its toll, hot summers, freezing winters, salt from the roads, moisture from the river, all quietly working against it. But here's the real problem. You couldn't just shut it down. Imagine waking up one day and the main route to your job, your school, your business is suddenly gone. Traffic would spill onto smaller roads. Delays would multiply. Entire regions would slow down. It would be chaos. So the question became, how do you replace something that millions of people depend on every single day? How do you rebuild a bridge without stopping the world around it? The answer was surprisingly simple and incredibly difficult at the same time. Build a new one right next to it. And that's exactly what engineers decided to do. No shortcuts, no half measures. A full replacement, built side by side with the original. So while millions of drivers continued their daily routine, something extraordinary began happening. Right beside them, a second bridge started rising, piece by piece, steel by steel, day after day, night after night, in heat, in cold, in wind, in rain. Massive construction crews worked with precision, not just building something new, but doing it without getting in the way. One of the most incredible machines used in this project was a floating crane known as the Left Coast Lifter. This wasn't just any crane. It stood nearly 330 feet tall. That's about the height of a 30-story building. Floating on water, stable enough to lift massive steel sections, weighing hundreds of tons. Imagine that for a moment, a single piece of steel, weighing more than dozens of cars combined, was happening just meters away from live traffic. Cars passing by, people commuting, completely unaware of the scale of what was happening beside them. And here's the part that feels almost unbelievable. People saw it every single day. They saw the crane. They saw the construction. They saw the changes. but they ignored it because their routine didn't change. Their road was still open, their travel time was still the same, and in a busy world, if something doesn't interrupt your life, you don't question it. Slowly, almost invisibly, the new bridge began taking shape. Sections connected, supports strengthened, roadways formed, until one day, it was ready. And then came the most delicate part of all, the transition. Traffic wasn't stopped. There was no massive rerouting. Instead, cars were gently guided, lane by lane, onto the new structure. Drivers didn't feel a sudden shift. No bump, no major difference, just a smooth continuation of their journey. And just like that, the new bridge became the main bridge. No chaos, no panic, no disruption, just a quiet switch. And then, the old bridge, the one that had served for over 60 years, began to disappear, piece by piece, carefully dismantled, lifted away, removed from the skyline. Some parts were taken down using cranes, others required controlled demolition, handled early in the morning with precision and safety, and eventually, it was gone. In its place stood something entirely new, the Governor Mario M. Cuomo Bridge, a modern engineering marvel. Wider lanes, so traffic flows smoothly, emergency shoulders, so a single breakdown doesn't stop everything. Dedicated paths, for cyclists, for pedestrians, something the old bridge never had. And then there's the lighting, smart LED systems, capable of changing colors, adapting for events, improving visibility, and reducing energy usage. But the real upgrade is something you don't see. Strength, durability, longevity. This bridge wasn't built for 50 years. It was built to last at least a century. Stronger materials, better corrosion resistance, advanced engineering techniques, all designed to handle modern traffic and future growth. But of course, something like this doesn't come cheap. The total cost? Around $4 billion. A number so big, it almost feels unreal. But when you break it down, it starts to make sense. The foundation alone required drilling deep into the riverbed, through mud, through unstable ground, using massive floating platforms. Then there were the materials, high-grade steel, specialized concrete, built to survive decades of stress, wind, water, salt, temperature changes, and then the workforce, thousands of people working in shifts, day and night, coordinating every detail so that nothing would go wrong, because one mistake could have shut everything down, and that was never an option. So when you look at the final result, it's not just a bridge, it's a system, a solution, a quiet achievement, because this wasn't just construction. This was coordination, precision, planning on a massive scale. In a world where delays are normal, where traffic feels endless, where construction usually means frustration, this project proved something incredible. That even something as massive as a 3-mile-long bridge can be replaced without stopping the world around it, without chaos, without disruption, without most people even realizing what just happened. And maybe that's the most fascinating part of all, because sometimes the greatest achievements aren't the ones that make the most noise. They're the ones that happen so smoothly, so quietly, that you don't even notice them. So next time you're driving across a bridge, take a second, look around, and think, because you might be crossing something that didn't even exist just a few years ago.